Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and the quest situation at Hearthstone is getting to be pretty crazy yet again. I feel like this is deja vu, as it wasn't that long ago, like a year ago, where the Hearthstone team pushed way too hard on daily. Actually, it was more like the weekly quests and all that, or it was just quests in general. And as you can see here, this is apparently a daily quest. Take 300 turns in one day, right? You can amplify that by playing it in ranked to getting +3 for every turn, but still, for a daily quest, it's pretty ridiculous, and there's been a lot of negativity around it. I've seen a ton of comments about it, like how it's actively, instead of encouraging people to play, it's discouraging. And I just want to ask the Blizzard team, like, why? What are we doing here? What is the point of doing this again? Did we not learn just over a year ago? We're gonna go into how this event, the next event coming up, don't look great, and why they should just scale these back by like 2/3. What are we doing here? Again, it's a common question we have to ask in the Hearthstone world these days. What are we doing here? And well, we'll dive in and see if we can figure it out. If you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like, as it helps us out a lot. And I'm not even asking you to do that as your daily quest. Just if you want to help the channel, hit the sub button. That'd be great. But regardless, yeah. So Play Hearthstone, or sorry, Hearthstone Top Decks tweeted out when this launched, daily quest, are you serious? And he even replied, or memed later, the new terrible event quest reminded me of what we had a moment before Blizzard decided that they were too generous in the end and reverted the whole thing together. You can see here where we used to, for a while, we could just play 10 games or play 5 games of Brawl, not even win, and we would get our weeklies done, right? That felt great, because if you forgot, they pushed like these crazy, they basically upped the amount of XP we'll get back by like 15-20%. And as basically a compensation for that, they asked us to play like 3 times the amount. That said, win 10 games of Hearthstone, and I think it was like win 10 games of Brawl and Arena. It was ridiculous, right? And there was a ton of flack, and they eventually just reverted back to what we are right now, which was where it started way back when the weekly quest started with the whole battle pass way back in the day. And there's been a lot of negativity surrounding it on the Hearthstone subreddit. There's been some pretty good memes like this. Future quests where we'll have to take 3,000 turns in one day, or get a bonus if we have, you know, a pet or a mythic hero, right? Pay to win on the quest, which we actually did have a quest that gave you a boost if you had golden cards. That was not on this event, but at a prior one, which that event wasn't hard to complete, so it wasn't a big deal, but it sets a scary precedent, right? You could see their mindset's just not really in reality of a Hearthstone player. And then there was this post of, well, I found my limit, just showing like playing 850 cards in a week, which I think isn't that bad for a weekly. It's a weekly. It's the daily ones that are just insane to me, of like, yeah, draw 300 cards. There's other ones out there we'll take a look at. And yeah, we got a lot of, you know, Reddit feedback. This was one of the top threads all week with I found my limit. This is crazy. Are they not concerned about how this looks? Like, to a casual player, it might seem even worse than it is, because these are some pretty big numbers. Even though knowing that I'll get a decent bonus for playing ranked, I almost didn't even try to do the daily today, but I still played the game, lost, and then saw I was only 10% into the daily quest. Yeah, no, I'm good for today. And to me, it was like the last event thing, where it feels like there's, again, I keep saying this, a disconnect between the decision makers at Blizzard and their actual player base of like, how much does a normal person play of Hearthstone? Like for me, when I got this quest, it took me like an hour or two as a content creator to complete. This is my livelihood, and even I'm noticing it's taking a while, right? For me, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm already, I think, 2/3 the way done the event. There's still 15 days left. I'll get it done, but it's literally my job. And for most people, Hearthstone, they play a little bit here and there. And I want to make it very clear, I'm very thankful that we're getting basically constant events now, right? There's like no downtime, and we're getting more free stuff. The next event, we're going to get like an actual, for the first time ever, just a random legendary, like not an event one, just purely a random legendary. That is great stuff. But if it's basically walled behind these requirements that are going to scare away the average player, or just de-incentivize them to playing it, it doesn't matter. if you're giving a couple free packs. If you're not valuing and respecting your players' time, that's worth a heck of a lot more than some free stuff in a game. If they'll find a game that will respect their time some more, right? Like, it's a big deal to find that balance. That's why we had this post. This was just over a year ago. Like, how did they forget? Update on weekly quests. Let's just read what they said about this, right? They had said we had seen that many players are routinely completed their weekly quests through their regular play without even really engaging with the weekly quest system, which again, I don't even know what that means. If they're completing the quests, that they're engaging with it, right? Like, it never made sense. They're logging in and playing your game. Isn't that the goal? Is that not the end goal of any like daily, weekly quest, is for people to log in every day, every week, check out your game? They have to do that to accomplish that. So isn't that, you're looking for the bare minimum to get people to log in? Isn't that the main point? Not get like, I gotta play for hours and hours and grind. Is that gonna get people to spend more money? That'll just get people burnt out, in my opinion. Anyways, our aim with the adjustments was to give all our players goals to play towards and to reward our most engaged players who would still likely complete the weekly quest without too much difficulty for their commitment to the game. But this is the key part. We've heard your feedback and it's clear we pushed too far. We want to reward players for their additional efforts and not make those rewards outside of their reach. Is that exactly what we're doing again? We're not even learning from our prior mistakes. That is a very scary precedent when you're repeating similar mistakes, right? And then they put together this hot fix where they'll scale things back. They actually left us with the additional XP until they're like, yeah, we can't do that anymore. Screw these guys, we're scaling it back. They threw some like mercy packs onto the rewards track that we've got ever since, but overall, we've gotten less as a result. But yeah, they've literally doubled down and made the same mistake. And if you look at the actual quests, you just see how crazy some of them are. Like, cast 75 spells could take some time. Play 30 minions doesn't seem too harsh. Like, take 300 turns, draw 300 cards in a daily quest is just silly. Yes, they're like, oh, daily, it should take them all day, right? That's not how it works. It should just be an incentive to log in for the day, play like 2 to 3 games max, and you should be done, right? That should be pretty much the deal. And these are not that at all. Summon 1, 2, or 3 cost minions 100 times. So I'm forced to play a pretty specific deck for a daily that's going to take a while. I queued into a viewer by the other day playing Even Shaman. Like, wait, you're playing Even Shaman? You're still climbing with that? He's like, no, I'm trying to complete my daily quest, right? Like, that's not exact. I just don't think that's healthy, like an event thing. And it just, again, I don't know why they're doing this again. And I'm worried there's been a lot of pushback about it, that it's going to drive people away again. They obviously saw the weekly quest before drove people away because they made changes. They don't make changes unless something's gone wrong. And while the next event doesn't look that much better, like Hallow's End will start, I believe, in 15 days, right? Corey, I'll link these down below. These are Hearthpwn articles, September 23rd to October 14th. So again, we're getting a bunch of free stuff. That is great, including, like I said, a random latest expansion ledger. You can even disenchant that. That's phenomenal. However, look at like the last weekly here. Heal for a total of 325 health in traditional modes. And it says rank gets a boost, the leeches get a boost, lifesteal gets a boost, but you're forced to literally play like a priest class or death knight or something like that. What if you don't even have like the cards for those classes? How are you going to get that done realistically, right? It's so narrow in that regard, and the weeklies are really important to get these events done. Summon 850 minions in traditional modes, cast 350 spells. Some of these don't look too bad, like use Poisonous to destroy 5 minions, and there's like rerolls on these. There's some kind of more fun ones, like just win a ranked game, play a legendary, play a weapon, summon 50 minions. Like, these don't seem as bad, but it's still like, if anything appears to be daunting for a quest, it's just going to turn people away. That's the absolute opposite of the purpose of these quests. So I just thought I'd bring this up because last time, you know, we complained and things got changed. And obviously I feel like the complaints probably don't matter that much. See the in-game engagement, and if it's not going up like they were hoping, they'll scale it back. But to me, it's like, how can we do this again? How can we go from April of last year to pushing too far to literally doing the same thing again? It's just kind of silly, and it's just a headache. It's a headache to have to like talk about the same mistakes, the same issues that we've had to over a year, over 2 years. It's just like, can we not learn from what we're doing? Or is like that last employee replaced with a new suit who has no idea what Hearthstone players do and now has implemented this because they have no idea and now they're finding out? Like, that's quite possible, right? Because I imagine the people that make these decisions are not exactly that in touch with the Hearthstone player base, as we've seen with gambling and pets and all sorts of other stuff. So hopefully they make changes. Hopefully something happens. And if they do, we'll report it. And if not, well, I don't know. We'll complain more or talk about stuff. I don't know. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think all about this in the comments down below. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.